example, the fact that people still try to use that quote from Charlottesville, where they're like, Trump said there were wonderful people on both sides, trying to claim that Trump was calling white supremacists good people, when they know for a fact that right before that, like the preceding sentence to what he said right there was, and I quote, I'm not talking about the white supremacists, I'm not talking about the Yazidis, they are horrible people and they don't belong anywhere in our country. And then he said, there were nice people on both sides. But people...
What's up, older millennial? It is a slightly less old millennial. So first off, don't say quote when you're not actually going to quote it. And second off, it wasn't the preceding sentence, it was a few paragraphs back. But he does say, I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists because they should be condemned totally. You had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay? And the press has treated them absolutely unfairly. So it seems like you're right that he did actually condemn white nationalists. But if that's the case, what the hell's going on here? Senator Orrin Hatch said, we should call evil by its name. My brother didn't give his life fighting Hitler for Nazi ideas to go unchallenged here at home. And that date is just a day after the Charlottesville rally. And I know it doesn't seem like he's talking about Trump, but here Marco Rubio says, very important for the nation to hear POTUS describe events in Charlottesville for what they are, a terror attack by white supremacists. Wait, I thought he did. And here, a Republican senator said, Mr. President, we must call evil by its name. These were white supremacists, and this was domestic terrorism. Well, it turns out that this date, August 12, 2017, is very important. The Charlottesville rally were on August 11th to 12th. These tweets were on August 12th, but Trump's statements were August 14th. But here's the thing. Those August 14th statements were the second time that Trump made a public statement about Charlottesville. Here was the first. Also, notice when he shifts to off-script.
Yeah. We condemn in the strongest possible terms this egregious display of hatred, bigotry, and violence on many sides.
Like it says here that we need to condemn bigotry, but honestly, my speechwriter is a bitch. And have you considered that the people protesting against white supremacists are... That doesn't really sound like the tolerant left to me. Trump was asked moments after how he felt about the white supremacists. And here's what he did.
Questions? He did not. He heard the words white nationalist and left the room.
Mr. President, do you want the support of these white nationalist groups who say they support you, Mr. President? Have you denounced?
He was there promoting the veteran bill that he just signed, and he was asking for questions, hoping that they would ask about the bill, but they were asking about the white supremacists, and he walked away. That's when these tweets happened. And then 2 days later, he makes these comments with a reporter. Let me ask you, Mr. President, why did you wait so long to blast neo-Nazis? I didn't wait long, 48 hours. He's asked if he condemns the alt-right, and Trump says, what do you mean by condemn? What do you mean the alt-right? You define it. Go ahead. Instead of condemning them, he says, what about the alt-left that came charging what about the alt-left that came charging as you say the alt-right? Trump later reclarifies because the rally took place in 2 days. He said he looked the night before. If you look, there were people protesting very quietly the taking down of the statue of Robert E. Lee. Then the following day, it looked like they had some rough, bad people. Neo-Nazis, white nationalists, whatever you want to call them. This was the night before. This was the group that Trump was talking about. The ones shouting blood and soil. I can say a lot of other chants that they said that night, but I do think that it'll make my video get taken down. So, just to summarize, he was at a press conference for a veteran bill that he had just signed into law. He was asked at the press conference, how do you feel about the Charlottesville rally? And he says, look, there's bigots on both sides. What do you want me to say? His entire side says, obviously we want you to condemn the white supremacists. 2 days later, he goes, all right, fine, I'll condemn the white supremacists. But if you ask me directly, do I condemn them? I don't know, I'm still going to be wishy-washy. Trump is a fucking fascist, and we should never forget that.